Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Karn Eldrazi Ramp on the draw for game one. Temple Garden Shock for Gilded Goose. This looks like Samwise. Would love to see a soul land here. We do find the soul land. I'm going to imprint Emrakul. Do we want to bolt the bird? And if so, do we want to K command it versus, let's say, a K return? Both are beneficial. I'm going to K command it though. Ramp exile X1. And draw, and ramp and pass. And pass. Need to bolt the bird. Another goose. And a cauldron familiar. In that case, stomping grounds tapped and pass. Mana's currently at what? I wonder if maybe it was right to actually play the K return and hold the K command. Because then we could have ramped, theoretically. But we'll hold the K return right now. Right now we're at 5 mana. If we had held the K return, we could have ended up at 7 next turn and played Ugin, theoretically. Green, white, green. Gear Hulk. Interesting. First strike trample. So they can find a Viscera Seer here. And a Sylvan Safekeeper. Thankfully the Safekeeper doesn't do anything to face with this K return. We'll take the 1. Forest and pass. Yeah, Sylvan Safekeeper is an issue. Sam resolves. Safekeeper resolves. Trigger Sam. Goose for Viscera Seer in response to Viscera Seer. Swept the board and pass. Cauldron Familiar comes back. That is fine. We'll take the 4. Right now we're at 5 mana. 6. Kick Mycospawn. Do we want to Bajuka Bog? White sources are important here. I'm thinking we take double green to stop them from finding another, whatchamacallit, bright glass. I could Bajuka Bog. I'm not sure if that's relevant right now, though, is the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do get Ugin next turn. We can exile either the Cauldron Familiar or the Bright Glass. I guess Viscera Seer can exile it. Is there a reason to exile a Yard? I don't think so. We could Sanctum of Ugin, actually. Sanctum would allow us to fetch or tutor up with Ugin cast. That's a thought. Go Sanctum and pass. And pass. Birthing Ritual, that's a bit scary, I'll admit. So we need to get rid of Viscera Seer then. I'll take the 4 down to 9. Yeah, so we get rid of one in the world. There's the Sam, but no food. Temple. Well, actually, if I go Temple and play you like this, that'd give me 4 mana. So we can Sanctum trigger Ugin, exile Viscera Seer. It can sack itself to Scry, that's fine. Yes. I'm gonna fetch for Sowing Mycospawn. Zero Ugin. Cast Sowing Mycospawn. I can get rid of Sam. Sowing Mycospawn. I could put Jukabog, though I think maybe a Hedge Maze is right. Though 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you would be able to play Emrakul next turn. Go Temple. Pass. And I think we are correct to attack here. They shouldn't block because they need some food for the ritual. Marionette Apprentice. Ritual. We can sweep the board to return. Sacks the Marionette Apprentice. Bowmaster. Bowmaster ping me down to 8, down to 7. Utopia Sprawl. 4 red. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's go to combat first, see if they decide to block. Down to 9, drain me a bit. So I'm going to return Emrakul to hand. Confirming 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so minus Ugin, 0. Ugin will get rid of the birthing ritual, and opponent scoops it up. Win for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. I forget if I mentioned it at the top, but we did make some adjustments to the list. Found Null Drifter trending a little bit more negative. Found Emrakul actually trending a bit more positive, at least in the pre-game. Post-game, or pre-board, Emrakul is doing really well. Post-board, a bit mixed. Ensnaring Bridge, similarly, not performing well. So we're going to try out some Cityscape Leveler, see if having a threat in the board is worth it. Soulish Jailer is good here. Also finding Chalice coming out of the board is not a good idea. Trinisphere doing great, Explosives doing great, Brain fine, Consign fine. All of that fine, but Chalice, not so much. We do want Dismember. Dismember is kind of iffy. Not great, not horrible, just okay. We got the Gemstone. We want the Bajuka Bog. Not Gemstone, the Ghost Quarter. We got the Bajuka Bog. I forget if Samwise, if they run Endurance. I want to say they do. Let's take a look at their board real quick. Samwise Gamgee. Kind of under Yawgmoth. No, this is more of a traditional Yawgmoth list. Interesting. Hopefully I can find one that's like actual Samwise. I'm not... Oh, there it is. Sideboard. Crystal Barricade. Endurance. Running like an Endurance. So not sure if Emrakul needs to come out. The biggest thing is we need things that interact with their board. We could cut 2 Breaker and a Chris. Well, maybe cutting Sire might be better. Because they're a combo deck at the end of the day, and the Sires aren't doing too much. Obviously, they can win by beating down, but we need to interact with their birthing rituals, with their creatures and whatnot. Another Gemstone. We'd need to draw directly into a land. If we do, it's good. If we don't, risky. I mean, this is... We have 22, and I'll take anything. 21 hits off the top, and a draw. We'll keep it. Gemstone. Casting window. Let's cut a Rumble. Or a Talisman. I'm gonna go Rumble. Underground Mort. Keeps it on top. Let's see a land. Fortunately not that lucky. More or less, we basically just use Gemstone as our turn 1. Not great, but not horrible. It's just okay. Double Cauldron Familiar. And land. Well, now we're falling behind. Shit. Dryad Arbor. They have enough now. No, they're missing 1 green for Quarter Calling. 16. Land. Okay, Sanctum of Ugin is, like I said, okay. I'll Rumble. Gonna grab Temple. There's the K return for what it's worth. And pass. 4 types in yard. Emrakul needs 9. I guess I should hold up the ability to respond in case they play an Orcish Bowmaster. There's a Gilded Goose. Viscera Seer. And Quarter Calling? Yes. For Sam. Yep, unfortunately we were just a wee bit slow. Yeah, some rough draws there. I mean, the hand was fantastic if we just found a land, right? So, it is what it is. We'll cut the Gemstone Cavern, and I'll pick up the Chrysalis. Run it back. Yeah, it's between a 3rd Ugin and a 3rd Emrakul, but Emrakul had some pretty good results. On the play for game 3, I'll keep. I'd love to see a 7-mana value spell or another Temple off top. Down to 6. Alright, Temple, pass. And hold in case of a Dryad Arbor. Misty Rain, fetch, 4. Tomb, Shock, Thoughtseize. Cauldron Familiar, that's fine. Tempted to X1 the Familiar here. Dismember is good. Even more of a reason to go X1, actually. Because now we can hold up the Dismember as well. Pass. And hold. Swamp. 4. Birthing Writ. That's fine, as long as I don't have a creature on board. We could go Sowing Myco Spawn, fetch for a soul land. That'd give us K Command X2. Otherwise, I could just hold up the K Command. And then kick it next turn. I think holding here is right. We'll play the Verdant Catacombs. That way, if they don't play anything, press X it out. We can always fetch for a Hedge Maze. Shock Godless Shrine. Sam. Familiar. So we can X equals 2. I'm gonna fetch then. Go Stomping Ground, Shock. K Command X equals 2. Sam down. Familiar ETB. And we're going to Dismember the Familiar. And pass. And draw. Ugin. I'm gonna go Forest. Kick a Myco Spawn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. So this will work. So next turn you can play Ugin. I'll kick the white source, that way they can't play Sam. And opponent scoops. Opponent scoops. Alright. Solid win against Samwise combo. We'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. I mean, Utopia Sprawl would be nice, a Soul Land would be nice. Malevolent Rumble would be good. So 7. 15. We'll keep it. Turn run right now, at least we're looking at Verdant. Ooh. Looking like Energy at a glance. No, it's Burn. Okay, find me Soul Land. Finds me Rumble. Okay. We can make that work. Play Verdant Catacombs, pass. Put a pause on end step. Another Goblin Guide. Interesting. I wonder if I should fetch here. Let's see what they find on top. Hedge Maze. Okay. Well, actually not okay, funny enough. Double Forest. Alright, well, I wanted that Hedge Maze, but not in my hand. I was going to shuffle up if I didn't like what I saw on top, but here we are. Security Critics, Rift Bolt. Fetch. Stomping Grounds tapped. Emrakul. Well, I will play Sanctum of Ugin, methinks. Go Rumble. Bajukabog, Drifter. Really? Well, that's all bad news for me. I don't really need anything here, but if I'm going to grab anything, I'll grab a Null Drift. Yeah, because at least we get Planeswalker. I guess Bajukabog? I'll grab a Null Drift. And pass. Pitch and Emrakul. 6 or 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. No, he'd still be short. Currently have 9, so we need to pitch 2, pitch a Hedge Maze, pitch an Emrakul. Rift Bolt, pass in full. Target me or target spawn? I imagine me, down to 10. Land, 3 in hand. Another Goblin Guide, my word. Alright, well these Goblins Guides find Eldrazi Temple. There's my Soul Land I've been asking for. K command, K command. I'll block 1. Down to 6. Right now we're just trying to stem the bleeding. See if we can survive long enough to recoup. Fetch. Mountain. 4. Passing. Weird. Skullcrack to 3. Main. E-Temp to 8. Make 2 blockers, exile 1, and pass. 6, 10, and pass. Do you have the last bit of damage? You do not. Finding, Talisman, Talisman. Block, and block. Skullcrack, why would you slow roll that? Rude. Burn. Loss for game 1. Let's move to sideboard for game 2. So Jailer unironically does deal with Rift Bolt. I don't think I have a sideboard guide for burn. I do. Look at that. Yeah, I guess Jailer, Trinisphere, EE, cutting Karn. So Jailer, Chalice was something, and I do wonder if maybe just better on the play than bringing it in entirely. So maybe just do this. Cut KGC in full. You want Cyrus 7 Death. I wonder if cutting some number of Emrakul is right. We can cut the Gemstone. We can cut the Ghost Quarter too. They do have Barbarian Ring. They keep an Emrakul. Keep it about 10. I don't think I bring in Dismember, do I? I guess it can be relevant. Chrysalis. Karn, Emrakul, or Karn, 2 7-mana value spells. Gemstone, Ghost Quarter, Chalice, EE, Jailer, Dismember, Trinisphere. Oh no, that is right. Okay. Alright, let's run it like this. Yeah, I think Chalice probably better on the play. Because like an X equals 1/1, very strong. On the play for game 2. Alright, we'll keep this. We'll play the Misty Rain and hope that we don't need to fetch it right away. Sacred Foundry, Shock for Swift Spear. Let's not belabor the point. I'll fetch for a forest. This will otherwise likely deal me 4 damage in the future. Pass, draw, K command. I haven't played a Rift Bolt, so we don't need to play the Jailer yet. Instead, Rumble, try and ramp. I'll go Sowing Mycospawn and pass. And hold on the off chance that it's relevant. Goblin Guide, yes. I will let this hit me. Utopia Sprawl. I mean, I could sandbag a turn, I suppose. Yeah, let's do this. We need to preserve our life total as much as possible, right? There's the Rift Bolt, funny enough. So good timing with the Jailer. So, Forest. For red. Jailer and pass. So Rift Bolt is a dead card now. Path to Exile. Yeah, that's fine. Except I fail to find because I have all my frickin' forest. I didn't even consider Path as something they'd bring in. That's on me. I should have went for a fetch, I suppose. Well, that is mildly frustrating. Security Critics down to 9. Oof. Soul Land off top. Talisman. Down to 7. Talisman of Curiosity. I will cast a Sowing Mycospawn. Fetch for a temple. The Jukabog target you. And pass. Yeah, if I had played Bog last turn, I mean, I wouldn't still haven't been able to fetch out the path, so kind of moot point there, I suppose. Yeah, just was not expecting the path. Paying cost for Lava Spike down to 4. Paying cost for Security Critics on spawn. Hit me for 2. Not much getting done there. Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, of course. Intriguing. Talisman of Curiosity. And all they need now is 2 damage. We have the K command for blockers and exile, but they just have 1 burn spell. We're dead. I swear, if you're gonna slow roll me again, go to combat. I want you to attack with that first. I do wonder if we need to play around a Searing Blaze. As interesting as that would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trigger. Find the temple. Huh. That is actually an interesting concept. I think I will play around the Searing Blaze. Yeah, if we make a spawn, then they'll be able to get us. Bottom, 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 top and draw. Alright, let's see what you got, if anything. Fetch to 17. Mountain. You slow rolled me. Oh, wear tear. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In that case, Cyrus 7 deaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. And pass. If I can attack in, then we're in a good spot. I'll then be able to shock in the Ugin. Again, a Searing Blaze does kill me, though, is the only problem. Huh. And Rift Bolt for me to die. Unfortunate. That is a loss for game 2 and for the match. We'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. I'll keep and pass Devourer revealed. Could be a bit of a mirror match, could be Tron. And if you can get an early Ugin down, that could be quite good. Vilmog the Infinite. Worldbreaker as well. Could be an Airghast version. No. Mono green instead, maybe. Cavern Souls, Eldrazi Temple, pass. And pass. Eldrazi Temple. Talisman. Hitting nothing but bricks right now. I'll pass the K command up, but they have a kicked Mycospawn this turn is the problem. They also have a World Breaker. Looking like a World Breaker. Devourer. Devourer is fine. Put a pause on end step. K command. Scry exile and ramp. K return bottom, Swine Mycospawn top and draw. Another Mycospawn. Alright then, well, Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Kicked Mycospawn. We'll kick out the Ugin. And go, we could go Ghost Quarter as well. It's not a bad idea. We still have a Swine Mycospawn. They'd have to draw into it. They'd have to land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go E-Temp. At the same time, We're probably queued to just kick a Mycospawn next turn, so I will go Ghost Quarter. And then pass. Yeah, we're kind of just queued to kick the Mycospawn anyway, so I think just doing this is fine now. Up to 5. For Karn. Well, that is a problem now, isn't it? Liquid Metal Coating. No attacks, obviously. World Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shock into Stomping Grounds, kick the Mycospawn, and then fetch for a Soul Land, yeah? This way we can get rid of the Liquid Metal Coating with the World Breaker. We also can tack down Karn, theoretically. Go Eldrazi Temple. We could also go Sanctum of Ugin, which is interesting. But if they get rid of Temple, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we'll go Temple. No attacks, obviously. And pass. There's Liquid Metal Coating. Target Temple. That's fine. No attacks. And draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that works. Ugin Lab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do need to imprint. I will imprint the Breaker or the Ugin. I'm going to say the Breaker because we can cast the Ugin after. Command, ramp, and exile. And done. Ugin, no targets. And Bone scoops it up. So this seems like mono green Eldrazi ramp. Still an Eldrazi ramp variant. Win for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. Bringing Consign to Memory. Cut the K return. If we want to bring in Cityscape Leveler. In the past, Leveler has not performed necessarily well when brought in post-board. So not sure, actually. At the same time, Emrakul traditionally has not done well in the mirror match. Since they do have the ability to interact with our yard. Around the same casting cost as Leveler at times. I think I'll just keep Leveler in the side for now. Having 3 copies of Leveler instead of 1 does seem appealing in this case. And it's not like we're casting Leveler on turn 4. I'm not even sure. What's the earliest turn we could play Leveler? I mean, there's some early turns, don't get me wrong, but still. I'll keep this. And pass. They reveal. They could be playing some Thought Knots. I wonder if maybe tucking the Emrakul is correct. Oh, it's Tron. Okay. I did not expect that. Did I look at their exile last time? Feel like I did, but maybe not. Consigned memory. In that case, I'm tempted to play the maze. I'll play the maze. Sire 7 deaths. I'll put that on the top. And pass. Because I imagine they're going for Tron here. Pass. If I realized it was Tron sooner, then I would have brought in a Dismember. I don't think we can play Rumble, so I think instead I will simply play Temple or Lab. I'm gonna go with Lab and Imprint Emrakul. Hold up the Consign, hold up Command. There's Natural Tron. Thought Seer. Well, that's why I would have liked Dismember. I will cast targeting Thought Knot. Thought Knot down. This does leave the way to a Karn. Talisman's fine. And anything as follow-up. Another 2 mana. 4. Another Talisman, maybe. Disruptor Flute naming. Karn. Either that or Lab. Lab would be an interesting choice. Well, that was a more interesting choice by comparison. I will play Temple, Rumble. Yikes. Go Ugin Lab. 4 types in yard. I could push it up to 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So not enough. We'll pass. And hold. And they had no 4 mana value spells last turn. I imagine there's playing a... for 9 mana. It could be a large K command. Looking like it. X equals 7. Yes, that resolves. I do wonder. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it doesn't seem like there's any way for me to play Emrakul next turn. Probably just better for me to try and dig deep for a Karn then. It'd cut them short on mana. And would I be able to sweep as well? 2, 4, yes, I would. 3 top, 4 bottom, and casting what? Probably Karn if I had to bet. Thankfully we can K command on upkeep. Searches for liquid metal coating, blaze coating. Yep. And like I said, on upkeep, they will tag one of my soul lands. We won't be able to dig as far since we won't have a moment to play the lab, though. Coding targets. I will float in response. And scry exile ramp. You can dig 4. Sacrificing 1, why? Emrakul. Bump up to 5. Five, 9, 11. Again, we're going to be short, though. I think we have to bottom all, then. And maybe we actually pick up the Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8. We also haven't drawn for the turn either. Bottom, let's draw the Emrakul, because I think they're going to get rid of our lab, right? Dismember. Yes. In response, it's the responsible thing to do. Well, there is Karn. 1 card in hand, that's Devourer. Unfortunately, though, I don't have enough mana for Karn into something, right? So, in that case, let's go Ugin Lab, Sire, KGC. It does cut you short on a lot of mana, thankfully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could KGC minus for a leveler. And pass. And pass. Did you find a land for your leveler? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're 1 short on the Emrakul. Disruptor Flute attacking Karn. That's fine. Down to 1. Why do that when you probably have so many better options? Devourer. Interesting. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fascinating. Yeah, I mean, in that case, I think we just go forest for the leveler. Leveler, target Karn. Karn down. Yeah, why wouldn't you minus? I can only imagine you had so many good sideboard options. A level of your own, ensnaring bridge maybe. Weird. KGC plus on the Power Stone. And pass. And pass. We'll kick the Mycospawn next turn. No reason to play Emrakul, really. Not when we can close things out. 7. K command X5. Alright. I mean, if they play Karn, we just leveler it. So that's not a worry. I could sweep their board of spawns, but it looks like they're going to use them. So moot point there, I suppose. There's Karn, minus for bridge. That would be my initial thought. And I'd be surprised if Tron didn't have a bridge in the side. Okay, I was right. Fascinating. So yeah, why didn't they go... okay. Main. I mean, I can attack down Karn, pop the Devourer. Summon Mycospawn, exile, and Ghost Quarters if I want. K command to get rid of the spawn on top of which. So yes, let's start with a leveler. Leveler, attack Karn. Pop the Devourer. Devourer down. Why would you block? Okay. Weird. Kick a Sowing Mycospawn. Let's take a look at what's an exile mine power plant. So mine. And Pwn scoops it up. Alright, we'll take the 2-0 win against Eldrazi Tron. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4. On the draw for game 1, I will keep, I will pass. Opponent mulligans down to 6. We'll go E-Temp first. Fetch Arid Mesa for Mountain, Ragavan, Swift Spear, Attack for 1. Draw. Another temple. Go temple, pass, and pass. Wooded foothill. Mountain. Looks like burn. Could be prowess. To 17. Temple. Okay. Talisman. Pass. And pass. Well, I can world break next turn. Show off. Bit scared about this. Mutagenic growth. Into the double strike. Why do I feel like that's about to happen? Monstrous Rage. Oof. Not much better. And immunogenic growth. I guess I was right. How much damage is this? I mean, what am I supposed to do about that? Alright, sure. Prowess. Lost for game 1, on to game 2. Yeah, I mean, not much to do there. Bring in Trinosphere, bring Dismember, bring in EE Chalice. Oh, again, like I said, Chalice has not been performing well when brought in. So I wonder. I'm not sure if they run Dragon Rage Channeler. Cut an Emrakul, I suppose. And run it back. On the play for game 2, I'll keep. Go temple, pass, and pass. Mage. I could simply just K command it. This looks like a Gruul Prowess version instead of an Izzet, which is interesting to me. Forest. Yeah, I think I K command here. Exile you. And done. And pass. And pass. Swift Spear. And Swift Spear. Bobble. And I can't play the Sire next turn, so I think I do block. Block. Draw. Ugin. Malevolent Rumble. Lab. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4, so 4, 6. I will imprint the Emrakul. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think imprinting the Emrakul is correct. Means we can't block because we want to resolve the Sire to sweep. Imprint Emrakul and pass. So yes, no blocks. Target me with Bobble. And draw a card. Abundant Harvest. Okay. Prowess triggers. Choose land or non-land, finding non-land Swift Spear. Okay. Swift Spear. I don't think they can kill me, thankfully. Here's mutagenic growth. Oh, you gotta be joking me. How much damage is this? Too much is the answer? Down to 3. Holy hell. We could EE for 1. The alternative, of course, is to play the Sire 7 deaths. Does mean we need to fetch down to 2, though, is the only thing. But I think it is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 short of the Ugin. So yes, I think fetching here is correct. Forest. Triggers. Yes. And pass. And pass. It didn't matter. Alright, well, that is what it is. We'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. A bit awkward, because we need a green source. When you have 9 hits off the top, if we include talismans, we're looking closer to 13. It's not necessarily bad. I'll keep it. We'll go Temple, pass. Yeah, see, this is one of the situations where I kind of wish one of these Emrakuls was instead a Null Drifter. Because at least then we could Divination onto. Huh. So I wonder... Yeah, I wonder if cutting an Emrakul or cutting a Null Drifter is right. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Well, that's unusual. Ghost Quarter. Go Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. And pass. And pass. I'll love to see a Soin Mega Spawn now. So we have more hits off the top. Soin Mega Spawn. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Wait, they're targeting themselves? Oh. Oculus. Unearth? Oh, now this was unexpected. Mill me or self? Mill self again. An Emperor Bones. Huh. Fascinating. I mean, yeah, turn 2 Oculus is strong, don't get me wrong. Temple. Well, Temple's good. It's not what we're looking for right now. Pass. And pass. Interesting. Take 7 down to 13. Crab, target self, Goryo's vet. What the fresh? What? Huh. I mean, I'm still going to classify this as Oculus. But this is a baffling brew. Stitcher Supplier. Soul Cauldron. What are they trying to hit with Gorios, I wonder? Finally a forest, though I do fear it is a bit late. Do you have a counter spell? You do not. Ugh, not what I wanted to see, though. Boy, not what I wanted to see. Grab the forest. 4 types in yard. Pass. I'm not dead yet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What is this? Flipping a manifest for a frog? Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are one short of Emrakul. Again, if these were null drifters, this would be better. 5, 10, 11. If they attacked the manifest creature, I would have been forced to block, but they didn't. Odd. Draw a card. Alright, we need a 7-mana value spell off the top. That's not an Emrakul. Either that or a Soul Land. Trigger. Draw. Oh, that's not it either. I can sweep the manifest creatures, but that doesn't do it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Karn doesn't cut it. Even if we had Bridge at our disposal, we wouldn't be able to cast it. Not to mention we have too many cards in hand. Ain't that unfortunate? I mean, I don't have any outs, do I? I'm trying to think here. You play Karn, and then what? Not much. Again, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, one short of the Emrakul. Ghost Quarter doesn't help me. Yep, we will concede. Damn. Alright, loss for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. So bring in Jailer, Dismember. Cut Gemstone. Cut Ghost Quarter. Cut to Emrakul. So thinking we cut to Karn. Interesting. Yeah, it's one thing I don't like about running 3 Emrakul. I really don't want to see it in my opening hand. And I guess it is rare to see multiples of 3. But in general, I actually don't want to see it in the opening. So maybe 2 is the right number. I'll keep. We'll go temple in case we draw into a K command. Otherwise, I can go Verdant Catacomb, fetch for a forest. Either that, might be better for a red source, just so that way we can cast the K return. Draw. Temple, pass. And pass. Bloodstainmire. Passing. Wooded Foothills. In that case, Wooded Foothills, fetch for a forest. I just want to play around a Harbinger, if at all possible. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll go Sprawl, Ugin's Lab. What do we want to go with? Talisman's also something we could do. Talisman being in yard does increase the number of types in yard, though, which is nice. I'm going to go Ugin Lab. And pass. Currently at 4. Undercity Sewers, fetch. You also could, instead of, let's say, a third Emrakul, and instead of, let's say, a third Null Drifter, pick something else. Worldbreaker or Sire are good candidates. Draw. Another temple, Jesus. I do think I go Verdant Catacombs here, just in case it's relevant for a K return. Passing. Honorary Grave Shock. Go to combat first. Normally I would snap block. I will not do so this time. 18, draw a card. Emperor Bones. Okay. A little bit concerning there. Fetch. Stomping Grounds tapped. Pass, draw. Talisman. Play, or rather cast Sire 7 Deaths. You have a consign. You do. Well, that is uncomfortable. Opponent preemptively says GG's. Actually, do they have the win? 4, 5, 9, 16. Aren't they one short? Oh. Well, yeah, that does look like a GG's after all. Interesting. So Goryo's Vengeance. 4, 6, and 17. What else do you have exiled? Oh, because it sees itself? Is that right? Yeah, it does see itself, doesn't it? Well, that is a GG's. Interesting. So I'm not sure if I should classify this as Goryo's or if I should classify this as something else like Oculus. It's a weird build. Not sure how to feel about it. But clearly it did do its job, so can't really say too much about that. I'm gonna say Goryo's is probably, it's like maybe just Reanimator, since it runs Unearth and Goryo's. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Well, not the best of records in the world, but sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Ending a 2-3 record at the end of 5. That said, trying to think back to our losses and if there was really much to be done about them. I mean, burn is burn. Can't do too much there. I can't think of a different path or line that I could have taken off the top of my head. Prowess, same idea there. And then Reanimator, yeah. I mean, we know we were playing into a consign, or at least the possibility of one. But I was not expecting them to pitch an Ulamog into Emperor Bones. Even if I had, and I didn't cast the Sire 7 Deaths, right? And I held the K return to sweep, they would have had the consign. Yeah. That's the only concern there, I suppose. Huh. Unfortunate. Yes, I really didn't have much in the way of outs. Game 1, though, of this Reanimator, having multiple Emrakul in hand felt really bad. So I do wonder if 3 is too many, and maybe 2 is right instead. Like, while it is one of our better finishers, especially in the pre-game, pre-board, post-board it does get significantly worse with the increased amount of graveyard hate that is seen in the current meta. So maybe Emrakul isn't right. Maybe instead we should either keep Null Drifter, or we should increase a different 7 mana value spell, whether that be Ugin, which also is very good as far as a finisher, or maybe World Breaker instead. Yeah, because right now Null Drifter is trending negative again, or rather for the first time. It's been positive for a while. Versus, let's see here. Ugin's trending positive. Emrakul still trending negative in the opening hand, so I really don't want too many copies in the deck, honestly. But same thing with starting with Null Drifter. World Breaker's still trending very positive. And then, where's Sire 7 Deaths? Sire 7 Deaths also very positive. So I wonder if we want to just go with another Sire instead. Go 3 Sire instead of 3 Emrakul. That might be right. And then the last thing to look at is the overall performance of the cards. Let's see. We just look at overall performance pre-sideboard for Sire 7 Deaths. I mean, it performs pretty well. The times that it casts results in 77.8% game win. Or, yeah, game win. Or whenever it's cast, there's a 77.8% win rate, basically, of a pretty significant delta. And then, similarly, post-board. Post-board, it does get a little bit worse. Actually, probably by a decent margin. Versus Null Drifter. Yeah, Null Drifter pre-board for some reason is not performing well. I do have to wonder why that is. It's not great post-board either, but it's not horrible. Where's World Breaker on this? World Breaker It's not bad post-board. And pre-board, it's not bad either. It does raise some interesting questions as far as deck construction is concerned. So yeah, I'm not sure about Emrakul. I think that another 7 mana value spell that's more consistently 7 mana value is probably a better bet. Whether that be a Null Drifter, whether that be a World Breaker or Sire 7 Deaths, or even an Ugin, though I think I'll probably lean more towards Eldrazi. Is another question entirely. There's also maybe a discussion to bring in a Devourer of Destiny, but that had pretty bad opening hand data as well. So, a lot of questions. I think we have settled on, however, that Hedge Maze is actually the better Surveil land, funny enough. So, that one will probably stick. The Talisman Split seems right. Bridge, like I said, just was not performing well, even when wished. It just did not have good results, resulting in not so great win rates when played. So overall, Bridge is probably a good cut. And again, Chalice post board is not performing well. So I'm thinking that since Chalice pre-board is doing fantastic, because whenever we play it pre-board, it's always wished off of, I'll probably adjust my sideboard guide to where we no longer bring in Chalice. And instead, we'll just bring it in when wished for, basically. So I think that's my thought there, looking at all of this. Even the opening hand data, I think, does suggest this. Let me confirm that real quick. Chalice of the Void. Chalice. Yeah, opening hand data for Chalice is also pretty bad. Yeah, so I think in that case, I'll adjust the sideboard guide with all this in mind. And yeah, I'm just not sure about that 7 mana value split. I think Emrakul is a mistake, though. I think I'll cut back down to 2 and go from there. But that being said, my voice is still kind of in and out at times, hence why I still haven't recorded that video deck guide or overview, so I do apologize about that, but it's been a busy week at work, and so I haven't had much time to rest my voice. So it's better. I've been trying to do my best, but still not there. Well, we'll see how it is this weekend. But as always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, where I'll be able to begin monetizing these videos. That will allow me to start saving up towards a streaming PC, so I can stream live over on Twitch, as well as record for YouTube. Though, if you do want to support me monetarily in the meanwhile, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you can get early access to these YouTube videos, as well as updates to my deck guides. You can always hit the like button as well, as that does support this channel and get the video out to more people through YouTube's recommended pages. Last but not least, if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback, it would be much appreciated if you do leave a comment down below. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. With that being said, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!